All right, so on this question, 27 on the review, we were talking about the fact that it says complex right here and pointing out that that means imaginary. So anytime they say complex, that means imaginary because the first option is one real solution. So obviously B saying one complex, it can't be a real solution. So it's asking about imaginary solutions there because those are the two types that we could have. So looking at this equation, I want to get everything onto the same side, so I'm going to move this stuff over there by subtracting 3x and adding 7 to both sides. So the left side will now be 1/2 x squared minus 3x plus 7 equals 0. So to tell about the types of solutions, we would use the discriminant, which comes from the quadratic formula, which is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is one of the ways to do it. You would use the discriminant to tell if you're going to have imaginary answers or real answers. If the discriminant is negative, you will have 2 imaginary solutions. If the discriminant is positive, you have 2 real solutions. And if the discriminant is 0, you will have 1 real solution. So I'm going to use a D to talk about that. So if D is positive, 2 real answers. If D is negative, 2 imaginaries. And if D is 0, 1 real answer. Now, you can never have 1 imaginary because if you have imaginary numbers, you have 2 because of the plus and minus in the quadratic formula. So B is already just out. You can never have 1 imaginary. So identifying my A, B, and C, A is 1/2, B is negative 3, and C is 7. And all I want is the discriminant, so all I'm going to calculate is the b squared minus 4ac. So that would be negative 3 squared, and you have to put that in parentheses because the negative is squared as well as the 3. Minus 4 times a 1/2 times c 7. So negative 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times 1/2 is 2 times 7 is 14. So 9 minus 14 is negative 5. And since that's the part that's going to be in the square root in that formula, what happens is that you get 2 imaginary. Okay. So since we got negative 5 for the discriminant, the solutions are imaginary because negative under the radical gives me imaginary. And that since the plus and minus makes sure that we have 2 of them, the answer is D, 2 distinct, complex, or imaginary solutions.